Hi there, I'm Daisy Whitney reporting for Beet.TV from the NAPTE LATV Fest, where Jordan Hoffner, who is the Director of Content Partnerships at YouTube, just delivered his fabulous keynote. Now, Jordan, one of the things that I was most interested in your speech, you talked about how YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the web, obviously behind Google, so we know that, but what I'm really fascinated by is when you were explaining how people are searching for content. Can you explain that for the Beet.TV viewers?
Sure, and thank you. Flattery will get you nowhere. But search is a very important tool on YouTube, and when you have 20 hours of content that's uploaded every minute, there's just a lot of stuff on there. So there's a couple things going on. There's, first of all, if you are they're searching for it by keywords, ultimately, right? And so we are when we advise companies about how they can maximize their opportunity and views, we tell them, you know what, having the content is great. Metadata, 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 metadata. Really important. Be as explicit as possible, and so that the keywords that they're looking for will match up to your content. And then we have a new product, right? That's called, promote your video. And so what that does basically is it's kind of like AdWords on Google just for video. So you can buy keywords and match that up with what people are searching for, and then
okay,
it shows
wait.
up.
So promote your video.
Really
No. So promote your video. Who uses that? Is that if I'm an advertiser, do I buy promote your video against somebody else's videos?
You can, yeah. Or your own, actually, your own videos. Your own, you can buy it across your own videos, right? So, but you're buying keywords. So, if you are, if you want more views or what have you, we'll give promotion as part of a partnership, but also, you may want to invest in there. And if you're not a partner and maybe you're an advertiser, or maybe, you want people to see the commercial you've done, or you're just, somebody who's trying to seed the market with your content, you may want to put some money into some keyword buys so that when people are searching for it, then your content comes up.
Okay, so how much control does a brand have over what comes up? Now I'm thinking about this because I know that Eileen Naughton spoke at a previous conference that we covered at OMA Video, and she talked about Walmart and H&R Block, for instance, being marketers who have actual channels on YouTube. Now I went and tested that out and put Walmart in there, and of course you'll get some negative videos about Walmart. Well, sort of like Gary Vaynerchuk's Wine Library TV when he answered his iPhone during it. So that you'll find some negative videos. Does a Walmart or any other of your brand partners have any control over what results come up first when you're searching for their name on YouTube?
Buying the keywords, I think, is a good start, but ultimately, just like Google search, it's an algorithm, right? So there's relevance, there's all these other factors in it that will help, move things up to the top. So, you may buy keywords, but it may not be what people are actually clicking on, so that will get pushed down. So I'm not going to get into the boring algorithmic formulas here. Not that I would ever understand them, but in any event, I think the key is that it's usability in addition to what you're trying to target. So the more you can optimize that, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
You said you're doing some things to improve the search experience on YouTube. Can you expand on that? I mean, where do you want to go with search on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think we just want it to be, it all goes back to the user, right? We want it to be a good user experience. So we want people to be able to find what they want to find, and that it's clear that what they're looking for, and so and how they're doing it. So there's so many different ways that you can search for content. Meaning how it appears. So it's whether it's on an actual video, on a watch page, or a channel, or a playlist. And so we want to be able to simplify and streamline the process as much as possible. And so we're working on that. These are works in progress, and we test all the time and try to figure out the best user experience. And ultimately, it'll always come back to that.
Now, final question for you. I think there's some confusion in the marketplace about product placement on YouTube. Now, if I were selling the new Media Minute and I got Coke as a sponsor and I ran that on YouTube, and I'm a YouTube partner in this scenario, do I owe you money?
Yes, you could.
And how do we get settled with that?
There's a bunch of different ways. One thing we do is try to encourage you to reach back to the advertiser who's integrated and buy a media plan onto YouTube, so that you're covering your position, so that a competitive advertiser doesn't go on there. Because if Coke wants to sponsor it, chances are that a competitor of Coke has found something about that content that's also appealing, and when they may do a general buy across YouTube in your demo or whatever it is, and those ads may show up. right? So you want to be able to cover your position. The other part is that we do a general sort of CPM thing, because you may want to say, I don't want to run any ads. The ads are already in there, right? Basically, and so then it's a per thousand cost, that you would pay to us.
So I would be violating my partner agreement then if I'm not sharing that revenue with you.
Yeah, so basically in the agreement you can't have commercial messaging in there unless you have some sort of partnership, and then we work that out. So
because you're not a nonprofit.
No, we're not a nonprofit. We're not a number. We are a for-profit, and but you know what? We're trying to figure it out like everybody else, and we're trying to make it in a way that scales for folks, and so and including ourselves. So it's a constant challenge, and there's going to be hiccups along the way. I think ultimately the purpose of the the direct sponsorships, or whatever you want to talk about, product placement, is that we just want to find ways that can help content owners make money. Right.
So on that whole subject of profitability, profitability is a very good thing for any business. Can you make a guess as to when that happens for YouTube?
All I can say is that we work hard every day to doing it. All right, the profitability is two ways, right? It's revenue, it's costs, right? So we manage both as a business, and but we ultimately we're focused on making it a great business. Okay, and that's the most important thing. I think ultimately we've heard our CEO say, we're still looking for the magic bullet. We're still looking for the magic bullet, and so is everybody else. So it's not like we're behind the times or anything like that. So if we were lagging the market, then things would be different, but we're not.